Looky here. Everyone's getting in on that good cave action. I mean, I really want to hand it to McDonald's for getting out in front of all this and basically being the first to release a full-scale set of Cave McQueen and Cave Mater in their Happy Meals. Now, technically, it wasn't the first Cave anything. Cave Lightning McQueen Mini Racer from Mattel came out in the on-the-go tube set in early August, and that was the first. But after that, McDonald's was just reigning supreme. Of course, Tomica came out with their set of Cave McQueen and Mater, which are really cool. They're almost like metallic. Reviewed them back in the fall, and I'll leave the links to that in the description below and card suggestion pop-up in the top or right-hand corner. Not quite sure still to this day why McQueen has scales, but hey, that's a story for another day. And then Mattel came out, of course, with the 3-pack that had the Tyrannosaurus Rex and Cave Mater. So that was kind of cool and all, but we're still waiting for some full-scale stuff in the North American front at least. And so we got Cave Lightning McQueen earlier this year in February in Case E. Just starting to kind of hit stores over the last few weeks. I just found one of these recently, so that's kind of cool. But we still don't have a Cave Mater from Mattel, and so Disney Store, aka Shop Disney, was like, hey, I know we're kind of late to the game. That's just kind of our motto these days. It's kind of our slogan, like late to the party, but we're still here, better late than never. Yeah, that's kind of what they do. And so here they are with Cars on the Road 2-pack set featuring Mater and McQueen. A very odd 2-pack. Again, I don't really like how they package and market their stuff. Nowhere on this packaging that I could see does it actually say Cave McQueen and Mater. Now, obviously, you look and you can discern that, but hey, maybe you haven't seen the show. Maybe you don't really quite know what's supposed to be. You're just like, that looks weird as hell. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. And then if you saw like Caveman McQueen and Mater, then hey, you might have put it together and been like, oh, where's that from? Oh, a dinosaur episode? Wow, I want to watch that show now. So yeah, I don't know. You got regular McQueen and Mater art. That's not good because of the fact that there is Cave McQueen and Mater art out there. Mattel used it on the Tyrannosaurus Rex packaging itself. So I don't know, it really bothersome to me. I'm not a fan of this packaging. I mean, they look good, I guess, in there together, whereas the ones that they've done in the past, you know, when they did the like attachment sets where you could kind of swap in and out the parts, like here is Rumbler McQueen, but you could have also put this cheap Deputy McQueen skin on to have Deputy McQueen, and they did that for Mater and Ivy as well. And we'll kind of compare all of that later on in the video. But basically what I'm trying to say is that the Disney Store, aka Shop Disney, that has closed almost all of their retail locations over the last few years, is not in a good spot right now for cars. So we're going to try and help them out. If these are good, hey, maybe they're on the right track and they still can put out some good products even if the marketing and the packaging is not great. But let's dive right in. I got this on the website Shop at Disney. I think it's around $15, $16, $17 or so. Hey, now maybe you can find these at a retail location, but like I said, almost all of the Disney Store locations across the globe, especially in the United States, have closed down. Very sad. All of them around me. There used to be a lot around me, in fact. Not like a lot, but I live next to the city of Chicago. There was one on Michigan Avenue, one of the most popular streets in the country, and it closed. You know, one of the most shopped on streets, and it closed. So very unfortunate about that. A lot of the malls around here had them closed. Bye. Very sad. But yeah, of course, you got the typical Cars on the Road packaging skin with the map. You got the Salt Flats location there. Really nice packaging. I like that they've been using it very uniformly across anything Cars on the Road, whether it be a Mattel playset or this Disney Store set, you know what I mean? Now, yeah, usually it would show the price right here, but because this was online, it doesn't. Actually, the best probably retail location to find these at would be the Disney parks. The Disney parks still sell quite a bit of Disney Store merchandise in addition to Mattel stuff, which is really cool. So yeah, you know, Disney World hotels have them for the most part, except for the Grand Floridian for whatever reason. You know, so you go to the parks, the Epcot one, Hollywood Studios, nothing at Animal Kingdom, obviously Magic Kingdom, Contemporary, Polynesian, the Art of Animation. All those should have, you know, retail shops that have Cars stuff. The Magic Kingdom Emporium and sometimes in the Tomorrowland one, but I think they got rid of that too. And in Epcot at the Test Track one, and Hollywood Studios over at the Pixar one, and I think maybe more so at the Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy little outdoor vending shop. So yeah, I can't believe I just went on that side tangent there, because most of you guys probably aren't in Disney World, but that is kind of my expertise. Now we're going to dive into this unboxing here. We're just going to bust her open. Let's see how long this takes. All right. That was relatively painless, I must admit. Usually I have to cut when I'm unboxing a multi-pack just because it gets too messy and whatnot. But hey, that wasn't bad. I love the little twisty things on the bottom. So thumbs up there. Now let me show you guys something. When this pack first dropped on the website, no one had it in hand yet. That is the picture that we saw, and a lot of us, children, adults alike, went to bed, had nightmares. Some didn't wake up. Just, I mean, Evil Dead Rise, like Scream 6, like it's way past that. That's a scary image, especially Mater right there. The expression is horrible. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. Now let's switch to what they're supposed to look like from the short there. So yeah, there they are, all animated by Pixar. Well done, Pixar. It looks pretty good. And the diecast here on the right look much different from the original stock image that they have on their website. So that's great, because as you saw there, the eyes were much bigger. They're much more in the center. Now, mine don't look amazing. It's like the eyes are a little too high, I think, but I do think they do a pretty good job of, simulating the idea that they're both kind of looking up in terror or shock at the just scaling large dinosaur, the skyscraper tall dinosaur basically. Mater looks a little more serious. McQueen looks a little more concerned. But yeah, so I'm not still a huge fan of these expressions, but they are 10 times better than what they are marketing on the website, which again, mind boggles me. Now, we all know stock images, they come out and they look quite a bit different from, or sometimes they do look quite a bit different from what you actually get. However, I'd say 9.9 times out of 10, the stock image is always better than what you get. You look at Corey Turbowitz's stock image. Hey, side view mirrors. That's awesome. Almost all cars have side view mirrors. Diecast, no side view mirrors. So you guys kind of get my drift there, where the stock image usually is better, even if it's different than the diecast. This was the circumstance where it was far worse. And so when that happens, it severely hinders how you can sell them. So again, the Disney Store just making a horrible marketing decision, in my opinion. You gotta replace that image. You gotta take some new pictures, my man. Like, come on, guys. I don't know what they're doing over there, but hey, I am not the head of marketing at Shop Disney. I'm just some guy on YouTube. So, all right, let's dive right into it. We're gonna start with McQueen here, and we're ultimately going to figure out which one's my favorite. But yeah, these are pullbacks, as everything from the Disney Store is these days. And you guys schooled me on pullbacks in the past, so don't worry. I know how a pullback works. I know how the pullbacks work. It goes a little slow at first, and so that's why it was kind of confusing me and whatnot. And I obviously was trying to make it so it didn't hit anything on my table. But I might put a few little clips, on the video of them rocketing, because it was pretty cool. I tried it on my hardwood floor, and he does have some girth to him. He's got a little bit of get up and go, so I like that. And now let's just look at the diecast himself. He's a little lighter than I thought he'd be. This is not a very heavy diecast. Mater's, a little heavier, but really, he is not that much heavier, if anything much at all, than the Mattel version, which is a little bit more compact. I think the main reason for that is that this part here is plastic, whereas all of this here is die-cast metal. The centerpiece, though, I think is plastic. It feels plastic, and it would make sense for the weight of this. Now, he doesn't have scales per se, but he has a very textured lizard-like body. This is how I picture a lizard's body to kind of feel like, not necessarily scales, but these dots here. And it's textured very nice. It feels rough. It feels weathered. It feels rustic. Just feels raw and real, and I like that. And I have to say, the Mattel version does as well, both in matte finishes. The Mattel version isn't textured like the Disney Store version or the Tomica version are, but it still is very rocky and very just like cut out of a mountain type of vibe, except for that really straight line going across right there that I don't care for. But yeah, I do have to say the expression is pretty good. It's growing on me quite a bit. The mouth is solid, which is very similar to the mouth on any Cave McQueen that you'll find. But the eyes are quite a bit more different. Instead of looking straight forward, he's looking up and to his right. And yeah, I have to say, I'm a big fan of that. Sorry, my lamp just ran out of battery evidently, but we're still good. We're still vibing here. Here's your base, Disney Pixar, made in China. What does that say? Debutat de Hong Kong? Does that say, that must say made in China? I don't know what that is. HO, so they're saying made in China in multiple languages here. I guess maybe that's in, I don't know. I mean, it's not certainly Chinese characters, I tell you that. Interesting. UKCA, so some different base markings that I'm not really used to here. So that's kind of interesting. I do really like the wheels here. Again, very rocky, bouldery Flintstones like. You got the axle there, which is also kind of like a spiky rock. You got the sticks all banded together here in the back with some vine. Looks good. That's a plastic piece though, as you can see by the cut in the body. They are kind of rubbery. They are rubber tires, guys. Those are rubber tires. Okay. The back tires are rubber. The front ones are plastic. That is very interesting to me. That is surprising. Did not think that would be the case. It's just kind of odd. But yeah, that's interesting. I do like how they painted the base. Kind of made it look like bamboo almost for the exhaust pipes. But yeah, pretty good. I must say this stacks up nicely with all the other Cave McQueens we've gotten. Each one kind of brings something unique to the table. The most inaccurate being this Tomica one that for whatever reason, it's metallic, it has scales, but it still looks really good. It's got some dirt detailing. And I have to say, everyone brings something to the table. The Mattel version is probably going to be my favorite just because it's Mattel and they tend to do everything the best. The Mini Racer is kind of like a baby version of Mattel. Can't judge it too much. But yeah, I'm a fan of this Disney Store Cave Lightning McQueen. This is far better than the crap that they gave us here. I mean, again, the die-cast road trip McQueen is fine. The expression is disgusting. However, I will say that. The attachments for the Rumbler McQueen here aren't, horrible by any stretch of the imagination. They're a little difficult to get on and they don't look, tremendous. As you can see here, it's a little loose and whatnot. And then the Deputy McQueen skin just overall is cheap and probably best to just throw it away because I have no idea where I'm going to put that thing. This is a big step up from that. I'm a big fan. I wish they did every version of McQueen, like the Deputy McQueen, the Rumbler McQueen, just on their own. Like, why couldn't you just have done a 2-pack for every pair of Lightning McQueen and Maters, right? Would have made way more sense to me. Would have probably sold quite a bit better. Like, hey, do Deputy McQueen, President Mater. Do Cave McQueen, Cave Mater. Do Rumbler McQueen, Rumbler Mater. And just go throughout the series. I think that would have been super marketable, super aesthetically pleasing seeing just the pair together like that. Oh my God, Disney Store, hire me. Come on, guys. All right, moving on to Mater, who has the most room to impress just because there isn't a Mattel version. We have the semi-scaled metallic one from Tomica right now. And I'm, again, not saying I don't like this one. Metallic brown, kind of like a bronze. It looks pretty cool. He does have a good expression, I would say. But this version, it definitely can impress here. So let's see if it does. Again, the eyes are tucked up there. Can barely even see them. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good expression though, I must say. The mouth is a little like wide open there. But again, looks pretty good. And he is also textured with some like dents and some weathering, oxidation, just, you know, overall kind of decay. You know, just how like a rock, you leave a rock out for hundreds of years, it's going to look, you know, it's going to be there. It's still going to feel strong and sturdy, but it's going to look like this, you know. So I love that. He's got kind of some moss growing on him a little bit, which I feel like none of them have done a great job of emulating. Like, I think the Tomika one here doesn't look great. It looks very splotchy and not natural. I'm not sure if it's more moss or just like the oxidation of kind of like copper. I'm not sure what they were fully going for. I think the Mini Racer does a pretty good job of it. I think the Disney Star also does a pretty good job, but again, it does look a little splotchy, kind of just like paint. Doesn't look super natural. And I mean, doesn't look super natural, not supernatural. Like Paranormal Activities. I think they do a great job, though, with this bumper up here that's literally like a log, again, vined on. They do a great job at making that log actually look like a log and not just a brown stick, you know, just a plastic stick. The vines look great, so I'm happy about that. Everything looks rugged, again, very just stony. You got the engine. That's the hood and the engine combined. More like the Hunjin, I guess. But yeah, you got that, just like a little rock there. And let's see if the tires on him are rubber. Yeah. You gotta be kidding me. So the front ones, look, you guys can see how I'm putting like an indent in there? See that indent right there? With my fingernail? I guess I can't get it again, but I did that. Yeah, these front ones are rubber, but the back ones are plastic. So the complete opposite of McQueen's situation, but while we're down here, we could take a gander at the base code. So yeah, you got the same type of stuff. You don't have that black writing though that Cave McQueen had, talking about the Netherlands and London and Disney trading. Interesting. You do have that like third wheel almost that we saw on the Mater from the, you know, attachment set, the Rumbler Super Speeder Mater type of thing. You had that right there. Not, again, really sure what that's all for. And again, this stupid ball just keeps coming off. You guys remember how absolutely mad I got in that video? That was like the most angry I've ever gotten in the video. I was just full on raging in that video. All right, moving toward the back here. Again, similar to the bumper, they do a nice job with the vines for the towing cables, making it look very natural, like wood. I mean, I look at that, that looks like wood to me. Also, interesting choice for the sirens there. Very kind of tall blocks, whereas everyone else kind of went with short little stubs. So I like that. It almost looks like a giraffe with a third horn. Yeah, I like it. It looks a little bare back here. You know, doesn't look super realistic again. I do love the big, you know, just chunky hook here. I was getting like, I like how they did almost on the Mini Racer version, just not super detailed. I do like the Tomika one a lot. Again, the vines wrapped around there really look nice, and you can move this one around quite a bit. You can move the cables itself here around a little bit, but I do not care for the fact that this is locked into the bumper here. Why? Like, I'm just curious, why did they need to do that? I'm sure there's a pretty good reason that they did that. They didn't want to, you know, make it too fragile, perhaps. I'm not quite sure, but I am not a big fan that's locked in there like that because it defeats the purpose of having a tow cable. You know, a lot of people will get this and want to try and tow McQueen or something like that. And I guess you still can somehow, some way. Believe it or not, you can actually still tow McQueen. That's pretty wild. I wonder if you could pull back with Mater. Wouldn't that be wild if you like pulled back with Mater? Let's see how this goes. I don't think he has the horsepower to pull McQueen with him. Come on, go! He has it in him, like he has the, you know, momentum built up. But yeah, I don't know, that's a little strange. Overall, I'm a big fan of these. I have to say, they did a pretty good job with these. Maybe it's because we're comparing them to just this horrible, laughable Look at this. I mean, look at this. It's just literally falling off. The laughable excuse of a road trip Mater and Rumbler Mater and Super Speeder Mater that they did a couple months ago. Maybe they always planned this. Maybe during the production of these ones, they were like, hey, that's not really turning out how we wanted it to, so we're going to shift to making them actual, just standalone diecast as we have always done. Again, it's creative. I like this idea. It's like good on paper, but they just didn't execute it well at all. Now, the real test will come when Mattel releases their Cave Mater. God knows when that will be, though. And then we could do a full-on Tomica Mattel versus Disney Store type of thing, a full-on face-off. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. You guys let me know in the comment section below what version of both is your favorite. So you got Tomica, Disney Store, and Mini Racer for McQueen. And of course, you can include McDonald's as well, or for Mater over here. And then Tomica, Disney Store, Mattel, and Mini Racer and McDonald's for McQueen. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye now.